Hey guys, my name is Felicia and welcome to my channel. Today I will share with you my top 6 mistakes that I have made during the fitness journey, so keep on watching. Okay, so mistake number 1 is not getting a personal trainer when you don't have any knowledge about training and the diet. When I went for the first time in the gym, I didn't have any idea on how to use the machine. So one of the gym staff explained me exactly how to do it. I didn't get a personal trainer. I never had one. So I was on my own. And every single day, because my main goal was just to be active and to maintain my shape, I was doing the same exercises every single day. I was using each machine and I was doing just 3 sets on each of them. Later, I was asking myself why I'm not seeing any difference in my body, and I was doing the same thing for 2 years. This is how I realized that I'm doing something wrong and I need to make a change. So this is when I actually started to search more about trainings, to watch YouTube videos, to read more about it, and the more I was learning every single day, the more I was realizing that I'm doing mistakes. So if you really don't want to waste the time in your life, as I did, just get a personal trainer and make sure it's a good one. The money that you'll spend on it is gonna be a very good investment. Get a personal trainer at least for 1 month. This time you will learn how to execute the exercises correctly, and it will help you to avoid the injuries, because you'll have an idea more or less on how actually to deal with the trainings. You can even start loving having a personal trainer for a long term, which is not bad at all. I think it's a very good idea for the people who don't have enough motivation and they need someone to push them to their limits. Even me, sometimes I prefer training with someone who has more experience than me in the fitness, and I learn a lot of things. I like to take myself out from the comfort zone and learn new techniques, learn new tips and tricks in the trainings. I always like to have this change in my training routine. Okay, so mistake number 2 is not eating enough carbs when your goal is the muscle growth. For 5 months, I didn't have any cheat meal. I wasn't eating bad food at all, and I wasn't having carbs as well. I mean the complex carbs. And maybe some of you know that the complex carbs are the one that help you to grow the muscles. The oatmeal was the only one source of the carbs that I was having during the day. The rest were just chicken breast, tuna, salads, eggs, and that's it. This is when I actually started to see my six-pack. But if you want to grow your muscles, you always have to be in the energy surplus, and by that I mean you need to eat more calories than you burn. Okay, so I got my 6-packs, but my legs and my butt, they were not growing. So I was like, what's wrong? My lower body was toned anyway, but I really wanted those curves. I couldn't see the volume that I wanted for so long time. I was even lifting so heavy. All the trainers in the gym were telling me you have to lift heavier and heavier so you can grow the muscles, but actually no one was telling me that you need to eat more. So I was even squatting heavy. I was deadlifting with 80 kgs. But because I was not eating enough carbs as the post-workout, it didn't prevent me from the muscle loss and it didn't help me to repair them. So just make sure, if you have the goal to grow your muscles, you need to have plenty amount of carbs during the day. People are saying that it's very hard to do heavy trainings, but it's actually very hard to even eat more to grow those muscles. Mistake number 3, doing a lot of cardio when your goal is again muscle growth. Dreaming about those 6-pack, I learned that I have to do fasted cardio in the morning to get rid of the extra fat that I was having. So being super focused about it, I was enough motivated to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and do my cardio session at the gym on the treadmill. I was doing it about 3 to 4 times a week, and after a few months I started to see those ripped abs. But again, because I was in the calorie deficit, I didn't see my muscle growing. whenever you want to start to build your muscles, you need to reduce this type of effort. You need to reduce those activities, and you need to reduce the cardio sessions, or even just stop doing the cardio sessions. Again, this helped me to see those abs, but I never seen the gains. The lesson that I've learned is that you cannot gain muscles and be ripped at the same time. I think this is a gain for every single girl, to have those nice abs and round juicy booty. If you are a skinny girl and you are watching this video, stop doing cardio and start lifting heavy. I can't say enough how important is that to grow your muscles. You have to lift heavy. There will be a lot of people who will tell you, stop, your shape is very good as it is, don't go heavier. No one can stop you, and no one can tell you what are your limits. You're the only one who can see yourself in the mirror and judge yourself. You can easily do these checkups every single day in the mirror, and if one day you'll notice that your legs or your bump are bigger than you actually expected, then you just stop lifting heavy. But trust me, it's not gonna be that easy, because a lot of people, they just think lifting heavy and eating a lot of carbs, as a skinny girl even, it's so easy. It's not easy. If you have a round body and you have a high tendency to store the body fat, then you might start first to lose that body fat and then start building those muscles, which I totally support. But again, you can't do both at the same time. And don't lose your confidence when you get those curves, because you might not be as ripped as before, but at least you are more feminine and more attractive to anyone. I am not as ripped as before. I was so addicted having those six packs, and I was taking selfies every single day, but I could not be proud with my lower body same way as with my abs. You can ask anybody, do they prefer seeing a very defined body, or they just prefer seeing and admiring a healthy looking body which has those curves and still the flat stomach. Mistake number 4, ignoring the warm-ups before any kind of training. Either this is heavy training, weightlifting, or it's just a cardio session. I was always doing my warm-ups before heavy lifting in the gym, 5 to 10 minutes walk on the treadmill. But I was skipping my warm-ups before the cardio sessions, before the morning runs that I was doing outside. Why you need to do the warm-up? Because you need to warm up the joints and you need to prepare your muscles for the stress that you are giving them in the next session. But I underestimated the warm-up before my morning runs, so because of that, now I'm having a pain in my left ankle, and every morning when I wake up from the bed, I gym. So now, no matter what my training is it a weightlifting or cardio, I make sure that my joints are warmed up properly, and then I can safely exercise. Mistake number 5. I didn't adapt my trainings to my body type and genetics. If you are a quad dominant like me, then most probably you don't know that squats and lunges will not be main tool to build your booty. I didn't know that as well. I was focusing on those exercises all these years. This is how I learned that my quads are dominant and they progress faster than my glutes. Ladies are trying to avoid growing those quads, focusing more on the glutes right now. So what to do in this situation if the squats and lunges are actually the main exercises that are boosting the growth hormone in our body, which means growing the muscles, and they are the main exercises that engage more than one muscle, meaning quads, glutes, hamstrings, core muscles. But we don't want that. We are happy with the size of our quads and we just want more volume on the glutes. Then this is the thing that you have to know. If you are a quads dominant like me, then your quads will grow bigger and faster than your glutes. It means that whenever you start your training with squats or with lunges, most probably quads will be the one who will get into the action, but your glutes will be still sleeping. That's why it's very important to wake up those glutes and to really feel them working during every single exercise that we are doing. Even when we squat and even when we lunge. We need to feel them working all training long. By that I mean the glute activation. How we do the glute activation? We start our training with an exercise which engages specifically the glutes, which is hip thrusts. For me, this was the exercise that helped me getting a proper volume on my glutes, and whenever I was doing it, I was never afraid of increasing the weights. The heavier you lift, the more volume you get. And who doesn't want more volume on those glutes, right? Apart from this exercise that you can start your training with, another kind of glute activation will be using the resistant band exercises for about like 5 to 10 minutes before starting the training itself. Here it's up on you what exercises you prefer doing. It can be pulse squats, box squats, crab walks, glute bridges, or all of them combined in supersets, which I think is the best option to get the burn that you need, and it should be like very strong burn. Also try to keep a very short rest between the warming up supersets. How we understand that the glutes are activated? We feel a proper burn after those exercises, and then when we start the working sets with squats or lunges, we feel working really well. So ladies, if you don't have chicken legs anymore and you are happy with their size but you wanna grow your glutes, what do? We do the glute activation when we start our training. It means we use the resistance bands and we do a lot of hip thrusts. And the last mistake, number 6, is dieting and being on the very low carb diet. As long as your goal has nothing to do with a bikini body competition and being on stage, then I don't recommend you being on the very strict diet as I did. I was really curious to see where my body can reach and what's the best shape that I can get being on the low carb diet. I could manage doing this for about 2 months and I never had a cheat meal. I was just having 50 grams of complex carbs every day. Again, a very big mistake because it's a stress for the body and a stress for your mind. I don't think you wanna get yourself into the situation when you wanna sacrifice the time spent with your family, sacrifice the best moments and even enjoying the food that you share with them. I would not say I didn't like my body, how it looked like being on that diet. It was a kind of a bikini body shape, almost ready to go on the stage. I was enjoying it every single day, looking at myself in the mirror. But it wasn't a shape to maintain, not for the long term. Why? Because your body cannot resist that long. Low carb diet can make you feel depressed, anxious, weak, and so on. Having a very low fat body percentage into your body is not the healthiest thing, not for your body and not for your mind as well. Now let's talk about the consequences. I started craving sweets and I had insane cravings. I used to fall asleep with a big pack of chocolate dates in the middle of the day and then waking up and thinking what else I can still buy from the supermarket, what chocolates I didn't try yet. I used to eat a big jar of lotus spread with one big spoon in a one shot. So I used to have big cravings and I was always thinking that they will never end. So if you ever think to go on a very strict low carb diet, don't do that. Better try to find a balance between your physical activity and what you are eating on a daily basis. Unless you want to compete and have that competition body, but be aware that this is not an easy job. Be aware of the consequences and that it's not a shape that you can maintain for the long term. I made my choice and it works very well for me. So let me give you a quick review on my current body shape. I don't stick to any diet right now, but I follow a healthy lifestyle. I keep my trainings heavy and I'm still doing my cardio sessions on a daily basis, and I'm enjoying the food that I eat. I'm not tracking my calories right now, but I make sure that my body gets high quality macros. By that I mean complex carbs like oatmeal, rice, sweet potato to have enough energy during the day and restore the energy levels in my body after those trainings. I also have high quality protein like salmon, beef, eggs, so that I maintain my muscle mass. And of course, the healthy fats, which are also important to keep the hormone balance in our body. For me now, the priority is having a healthy mindset and a healthy body fat percentage. And the current lifestyle actually helps me to maintain it. If I want to have a cheat meal today, I will have it. I will not restrict myself. But remember, if you have developed a discipline during all these years, you will not have this cheat meal every single day. Because you know, when you are having a cheat meal, you are aware that you have to pay for it, and you have to pay for it hard by doing another training in the same day or by doing 2 cardio sessions in the same day, so that you can burn those extra calories and not feeling guilty on the next day. I am advising you to find your happy medium, to enjoy the life, to enjoy the food, and to be happy about your shape at the same time. It is possible. It's just the matter of learning your body very, very well, developing that discipline, and the most important thing, love yourself as you are. I know that there is always room for improvement, but before starting improving, make sure you accept yourself as you are and never lose the confidence in you, no matter what. No one will believe in you as much as you do. That's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was really helpful for you, and if yes, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week. Be happy and stay safe.